During the whole of a dull, dark, and soundless day in the autumn of the year, when the clouds hung low in the heavens, I had been passing alone, on horseback, through a dreary tract of country, and at length found myself, as the shades of the evening drew on, within view of the melancholy house of Usher. I know not how it was, but with the first glimpse of the building a sense of insufferable gloom pervaded my spirit. I looked upon the scene before me, upon the mere house and the simple landscape features of the domain, upon the bleak walls, upon the vacant eye-like windows, upon a few rank sedges, and upon a few white trunks of decayed trees, with an utter depression of soul which I can compare to no earthly sensation more properly than to the after-dream of the reveller upon opium, the bitter lapse into everyday life, the hideous dropping off of the veil. There was an iciness, a sinking and sickening of the heart, an unredeemed dreariness of thought which no goading of the imagination could torture into aught of the sublime. What was it, I paused to think, what was it that so unnerved me in the contemplation of the house of Usher? Roderick Usher, my dear childhood friend, had sent me a letter. Roderick had spoken of a bodily illness, of a mental disorder that oppressed him. He wanted to see me, since I was the only friend he had. The apparent heart that went with this request had allowed me to have no hesitation upon this request. Upon my arrival at the house of Usher, I was greeted by a servant who walked me into the house to greet Roderick. We sat and stared at each other for what seemed to be hours.
My dear friend, I have called you to come and visit me and tell you how things are going. I think a disease has caused my family evil, and I need help finding a remedy for it. It displays itself as an unnatural host of sensations, and I suffer from a morbid acuteness of the senses. The most insipid food are alone endurable. I can only wear garments of certain textures, and the odors of all flowers are oppressive. My eyes are tortured by even a faint light, and there are but peculiar sounds from these stringed instruments.
Go.
I shall perish, I must perish, thus, and not otherwise shall I be lost. I dread the events of the future, not in themselves, but in their results. I shudder at the thought of any, even the most trivial incident, which may operate upon this intolerable agitation of soul. I have indeed no abhorrence of danger, except in the absolute effect and terror. I feel that the period will sooner or later arrive when I must abandon life and reason together in some struggle with the grim phantom, fear. Her decease would leave me the last of the ancient race of the Ushers.
For the next few days, me and Roderick spoke not a word about Madeline or her illness. I worked really hard to help Roderick get his mind off of things. Roderick and I painted. And I also listened to his wild improvisations of the speaking. And we also read together.
Congratulations! Today is your day. You are off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in the direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guide who will decide where to go.
Lady Madeline is no more. Will you help me put her in the dungeon?
Roderick did not want help from the servant in waiting or anybody that helped Madeline through her illness. He just wanted me to help him take Madeline to the vault. When we got her down in the vault, we unscrewed the top of the coffin and looked one more time to allow Roderick to say goodbye. When we opened the coffin, I noticed just how Roderick and Madeline had the exact same complexion. It just now dawned on me that they were twins.
We were twins. Okay, let's go back.
We went back to the upper floor of the house.
And Ethelred, who was by nature of a doughty heart, and who was now mighty withal, on account of the powerfulness of the wine which he had drunken, waited no longer to hold parley with the hermit, who in sooth was on an abstained and maliceful turn, but feeling the rain upon his shoulders and fearing the rising of the tempest, uplifted his mace outright, and with blows made quickly room in the plankings of the door for his rumpled hand, and now pulling therewith sturdily, he so cracked and ripped and tore all asunder the dry and hollow sounding wood all around and reverberated throughout the forest. But the good champion Ethelred, now entering within the door, was sore and arranged and amazed to perceive no signal of the maliceful hermit, but in the stead thereof a dragon of a scaly and prodigious demeanor and of a fiery tongue, which sate in guard before a palace of gold, with a floor of silver, and upon the wall there hung a shield of shining brass, with this legend enwritten: Who entereth herein a conqueror hath been, who slayeth the dragon, the shield he shall win. And Ethelred uplifted his mace, and struck upon the head of the dragon with heart, which fell before him, and gave up his pesty breath with a shriek so horrid and harsh, and withal so piercing, that Ethelred had fain closed his ears with his hands against the dreadful noise of it, the like whereof was never before heard. And now the champion, having escaped from the terrible fury of the dragon, bethinking himself of the brazen shield and of the breaking up of the enchantment which was upon it, removed the carcass from out of the way before him, and approached fearlessly over the silver pavement of the castle to where the shield was upon the wall, which is soothed tarried not for his whole coming, but fell down at his feet upon the silver floor with a mighty great and terrible ringing sound. Have you not heard it?
Not hear it? Yes, I hear it. Not heard it. Long, many minutes, many hours, many days have I heard it. Yet I dare not. Oh, pity me, miserable wretch that I am. I dare not speak. We have to put her living in the tomb. Said I not that my senses were acute? I now tell you that I heard her first feeble movements in the hollow coffin. I hear them many days ago, yet I dare not speak. And now tonight, Ethelred, ha, the breaking of the hermit's door, and the death cry of the dragon, and the clangor of the shield, say rather the rending of the coffin, and the grating of the iron hinges of her prison, and her struggles with the coppered archway of the vault. Oh, whither shall I fly? Will she not be here anon? Is she not hurrying up to upbraid me with my haste? Have I not heard her footsteps on the stairs? Do I not push that heavy and horrible beating of her heart? Madman! Here he sprang furiously to his feet and shrieked out a syllable as if the effort were giving up his soul. Madman! I tell you that she stands now without the door!
From the chamber and from that mansion I fled aghast. The storm was still aboard in all its wrath as I found myself crossing the old causeway. Suddenly there shone along the path a wild light, and I turned to see whence a gleam so unusual could have issued, for the vast house and its shadows were alone behind me. There came a fierce breath of the whirlwind. My brain reeled as I saw the mighty walls rushing asunder, and the deep and dank tarn at my feet closed solemnly and silently over the fragments of the house of Usher.
Go. How long do you want me to have this on for?
Is it still done?
Yeah.
Pause. This note. Not for you. We can edit that out.
Oh,
We're done. We're done.
sorry, I didn't know.
Go.
Okay, it's going.
Are you going to turn or no?
It could be a clip of Tempest trying to get out of her coop. Yeah.
I'm in the clip. Like you can see me.
I'm sorry, I was on your toes, Jacob.
But none so deadly as you see. I'll slay all these demons with you. I'll stay right here fighting for you. I will never let you die. I'll never let them
Randy was just like,
I can't get it to stop. It's still recording.
oh my god. The lady not
Really?
Brandy! What was that?
Let's keep
As soon as the door opens,
She's like,
Alright, stop. Collaborate. With the band name,
Why?
something. Grabs a hold of
why?
my toe like a
she's not moving.
never stop. Yo, I don't
Stop!
turn off the lights, huh? And I'll blow.
You're
Scream and rock a
ruining me.
mic like a band.
This is horrible.
Get your ass together. Hey, what if you're not even here and I'm just talking to no one?
Oh my god, that would work.
You better gain weight. You better hit the bullseye. The kid don't play. If there was a problem, I'll solve it.
That sounded so